Okay, so open up a new tab, Faz, and type bandlab.com.
Sir, since I'm fasting and it's in the month of Ramadan, I can't listen to music.
Oh, we're not listening to any music today.
We're not?
No. In fact, in music, we don't listen to music at all. We don't sing or do any listening of music. We create.
Okay.
It's all theory based. Guys, don't worry about that. I know that Ramadan is on. But anyway, for the last 1 year, we've not been doing music as it is. Where have you all been?
Okay.
Singing?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. And please pass on the message also to any of your friends and peers who are doing music with me and are worried about Ramadan. We don't listen to music. We don't sing. We are doing only music theory. Okay. So Faz is now gone to bandlab.com. Guys, this is the page that you should see. I'm going to wait here. I'm going to wait for you guys to catch up. Okay. So if you are on this page, like Faz is on, look at the top. There is an option called education. Go ahead and click on education. All right. So you should have this option now. Just scroll a little bit lower. Okay, stop. So there should be two options: start as a teacher, start as a student. Once you click on education, there should be an option: start as a teacher, start as a student. Obviously, you will click on start as a student. I'm going to wait here at this point, step by step, then you all will be able to do it. This is the code for your class. Enter the code and wait. Do not do anything else. Probably if you're using the app, I don't think you can use the education version. You won't be able to join the class. So then I guess the best thing to do is use the Chrome browser and log in. And you could probably change it to desktop version. There should be an option to change your Chrome browser to see desktop version. Okay. Arman, go ahead and click on join. So guys, when you click on join, you see this option which says enter your name and all of that. Now listen carefully to my instructions so that you don't make a mistake. Whatever name, email, and password you put, you have to write it down and save it. Because if you forget it, I cannot reset it like how I do it in Classcraft. So let me say that again. Whatever you enter, write it down somewhere and save it. Okay, so Arman, go ahead and fill in this and then share your screen once more. Now stop the share because we don't want to see what password you're using.
Sir, should we use a fake username or real?
Use your own name. The username.
Full name with class, right?
Okay, full name with class or full name with surname. So I know who you are. I don't want any names that I cannot recognize later.
Okay.
Okay, so in case you get this option, I'm not a robot, then just go ahead and pick the box and then select all squares with whatever. So go ahead, Arman. This is just for the website to make sure that no robots are signing up and creating fake accounts. Wherever you see a square of, go ahead, click all the ones that have the bicycle, including the lower one. These are just simple tests for them to determine that you are a human being. Verify. Yeah, save all of that. Okay, so now it says complete your profile. If you get that screen, just scroll a little bit lower, Arman. Yeah, so you can put in a picture of yourself that you can do later from the account. Now it says user and there's a number 72, whatever. So now you have to put in your username. Again, you have to save this. This is so that we all can find you. You have to put your name and your surname, lowercase, that is no capitals, without any space. So Arman, you're going to put it as Arman Sheikh, then it will be Arman Sheikh without any spaces, everything in lowercase. Go ahead and enter your name. No capitals. You cannot put any capitals. Okay. In case your username exists, like you see right now, it says username already exists. So maybe you could add another name, another word, a number or something to make it different. So it's Arman Sheikh _786. Please remember to save it somewhere, yes, so that you don't forget. Like I said, I cannot reset anything for you. Once you have put in your username and it has allowed you the option to continue, click on continue. Now you should see on screen year 5C/D music production. On top it will say Dubai Scholars Private School. Below that your class will be shown to you. Now click on that on year 5 CD music production, and it says no public activity yet, which means you have nothing right now happening.
So I'm just saying, can I add like numbers? Like suppose I want to add a number to my name, can I add it?
Once your name
Not-
and surname is put, then you can use numbers. But I want to know it is Vivan Shankar.
Yes, sir.
Sir, should we put our Gmail password in the password? No, right? We should.
No, don't put your Gmail password. Put a separate password, but make sure to save that password.
Sir, can we use one of our parents' emails if we don't only use ours?
Yes, of course.
Sir, I went to log in, but it says, can I just share my screen to show you what it says?
Yes, that is because you have logged in from the wrong account. If you get this error, that means you're using the wrong this. Open a new tab.
Okay.
bandlab.com. There, it's already there on top. Yeah. Now, when this one opens, don't go to login. There is an option on top called education. Please go to education. Start as a student. No, just go to login. And now you can, there you are.
Thank
What
you.
you guys are doing is using because education has certain privacy features built in. So people cannot sort of, use your data or send you ads. That's why for those reasons, you have to only use education. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you now how to use BandLab and how we're going to use the function of the transport bar. So when you look at, once you finished signing up, you're going to see on your screen the name of your class. Don't pay attention to this join class option. Just look at this area which says the name of your class. For me, it says demo because it's a different class. For you, it should name your class and your division. So go ahead and click the name of your class. And it should show you that you have a certain assignment to do. Now, there are more assignments for me. This is a different account. But the assignment that you will look at is project 1 functions. Okay. So if you hit show more, it shows you everything that you have to read. I'm going to go ahead and click on start assignment, this green button over here. And you're going to get 2 options, teacher's assignment and personal project. So we're going to use teacher's assignment, not personal project. I'm going to click on this and it's loading right now. Now the first thing you're going to see over here is there is a save option and a submit option. Make sure, and if you look at the bottom of the instructions, the assignment brief, it says make sure not to submit your assignment until asked to. That means do not use this green button that says submit. Instead, whatever work you do, you have to use save, because this is a 4-week project. We will be doing this for 4 weeks. And at the end of 4 weeks, you're going to have enough of content to create a song which you will submit to me. The assignment brief tells you what we are going to be doing in this assignment, okay? And if you look at number 1, it's the transport bar button. So today all we're going to work on is the transport bar buttons. So let's take a look at what's what over here. So the first thing I want you to look at is this top column of buttons. And this is known as the transport bar. And you can see my mouse hovering around this entire area. This is the transport bar. The first thing we're going to look at is the go to beginning button. Okay. Now what go to beginning does is it resets your playhead. And if you are wondering what the playhead is, it is this little triangle here. It shows you what area of the screen is playing music right now. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at number 10 over here, the playhead, this little triangle. And if I want to go to the beginning, rather than dragging it all the way back, I can just hit this go to beginning button and there you go. It's right at the start. So if it's somewhere here and then it goes somewhere here and then somewhere here, but you want to go back to the start, there you go. Okay, so go to beginning is a very quick shortcut to go right to the beginning of your project. So it's a shortcut that I expect you to use a lot. The next one is the play button, which you should know what happens. You hit play and there you hear it. Okay, once more, play, and then it plays. The last one is the go to end button. So say for example there are a number of musical instruments playing and you want to go to the end of whatever is being played, you can just hit the go to end button and it goes to the end. So right now it's just going beyond 2 because I just have 1 bar of music right here. So go to end will just go to the end of that. Go to beginning, go to end and play. Okay, so these are the 3 buttons here. The next one is the start recording option. I'm not going to use that, not for this week at least. Let's look at the next one. It is the display mode. Okay, so display mode, if you click on it, it gives you 2 options, beats and measures and minutes and seconds. It should be by default on minutes and seconds, and what that means is as you go forward, it tells you how many seconds and how many minutes you are into the project. So if you're creating a song and you want your song to be only 3 minutes, then you could look at the display and sort of decide that okay, my song is getting too long or it's too short, and either lengthen or shorten the song. That's why it is useful. Or if you're trying to edit a song and you don't want to exceed a certain time limit, then watching your display in minutes and seconds is helpful. So if you look at it from when I'm right at the start of the project, it shows 0 minutes and seconds. As I go to number 2, it shows 2 seconds. When I go to number 3, it's 4 seconds, and then so on and so forth. You could also change it to beats and measures, which is 1 bar, 1 beat. And as you see this, as I go forward, it changes the measure to bars and beats. But for the purpose of this month, we are going to just stick to minutes and seconds for now. Okay. The next thing is key. We are not going to use key. We're going to look at the tempo instead, which is set at 120 BPM. Now you should be able to use this because we've done this earlier in tempo. So when you use Classcraft, you've used the tempo, the metronome app, and this is how it is used earlier. So once again, you can change the BPM. If you take your mouse, the cursor onto this number and you hold the left click, don't just click, just hold it, and you can pull it down to slow down the tempo, or you could push it up to go faster. All right, that's one way of changing the tempo. The other one is you just click over here and you can change the number. So from 120, I'm just going to change it to say 70 and then hit enter, and that's 70. Or you could just type the number 120 and then hit enter, and that's 120. But if you want a faster way of doing it, you could just take it to this number 120, hold your left click and then pull down the mouse cursor, and while still keeping it held, you can just go up and then it goes up to 120. The next one is the time signature. It's 4/4, so we leave it at that. This is the metronome, which will give you the tick sound like how we use the metronome app tempo. And finally you have the volume button, which is set at 0 decibels. Okay, and we will leave it at 0 dB. The last thing that we're going to learn is the cycle button. Now cycle is sort of like a loop function. I'll show you how to do that. So if I take my mouse cursor once more, and where you see these numbers, the number bar, I'm going to hold my left click and draw a zone, an area, and automatically you'll see that this area has turned into a bright rust color zone, and this cycle button has now turned green, which means it's activated. Now I can pull this zone left or right, and I can assign it wherever I want, or I could draw a bigger zone. Once again, I anywhere on this number bar, I can just draw a zone as I want. Okay, and then I can resize that. Now let's say, for example, I want to highlight this area, that is bar number 1, between bar 1 and 2. So I take my pointer and across this I just draw this area, and cycle turns on. I'm going to hit the play button and you're going to see what cycle does. So you see it goes back to the beginning and it cycles all the way from the start. Now when we were using Google Songmaker on Chrome Music Lab, it was cycling on its own automatically, but this is a more complex piece of software, so you have to manually turn on cycle. So cycle is like a loop function. If I want to turn it off, I go back to the cycle button and deactivate it. Immediately you see this orange color zone has turned sort of lighter. It has been grayed out. And if I activate it again, there you go. So why you would use cycle is if you have, like, say right now I only have 1 bar of music. If I had about 12 or 15 bars of music and I wanted to work on a certain section of it, so every time I don't have to pause and then take the music back again. I just highlight the area that I want to work on and then I turn on cycle, which will automatically happen. I can take my playhead there and I can keep listening to that part over and over again, and it will cycle back to the beginning of that part. So it sort of lets me listen to it and then work on it over and over. So I don't have to pause and then take it back and start all over again and then hit play again. It will automatically cycle through that section for me. Okay. So just to reiterate, we've used go to beginning, which as you see, I'm going to click on, it's gone to the beginning. You've got play, you've got go to end, and that's what it does. The display mode is set to minutes and seconds. The tempo was 120. We leave everything else and make sure the volume is at 0 decibels. You could, if you're working with your headphones and the volume is too loud for you or too soft, you can move the volume button up and down, and that will sort of work with whatever function you want. So I'm going to set it back to 0.0. That's 0 decibels. And then finally we learn cycle, how to draw a cycle range, how to resize it. So to resize it, when you just go on this gray area, your pointer will turn to this 4-sided cursor, which you can then use to just resize, or you could just draw wherever you want. You could turn it on and off, or you could just draw across the zone you want. Alright, so that's all for this week. Now, once I have done this, you get 2 options. One is submit, and the other one that says save draft or save. And so I'm just going to use save for now. Or if you don't want to save, you can just hit that. But make sure you do not hit submit, because we will be working on this assignment over the next few weeks. And if you are done, then you just go back to the exit button and hit exit. It'll ask you if you want to save or not. This week we have nothing to do, so I'm just going to say don't save. Next week when we do something and we want to save our work, we will use the save option. So I'm going to hit don't save, and it will automatically exit from this project. So the next time you want to access the same project, you just go to start assignment and once again teacher's assignment. So you can try it out multiple times during the week, during the day. If you do something interesting, don't forget to save it. Otherwise, just exit without saving.